Cold War is a Polish film from Paweł Pawlikowski, the director of 2013's Oscar-winning film Ida, and is a love story inspired off of the real-life romance of Pawlikowski's own parents. The story begins in 1940s post-war Poland, as the country begins recovering from the recent Nazi occupation. Victor, played by Thomas Kott, is a music conductor who enthusiastically works to bring back the music of old folk tunes from the times before the war, hoping to re-energize them for new audiences. While auditioning new talent, Victor meets the beautiful and tremendously talented Zula, played by Joanna Kulig, and the two immediately become smitten with each other. But soon, their hopes and dreams are dashed when the government forces them to perform for the rising communist propaganda. Victor and Zula begin to dream of one day escaping Poland and traveling west to Paris for more artistic freedom. But when their chance comes, Zula has second thoughts and decides to stay behind, leaving Victor to go into exile on his own. As a result, the two try desperately to keep their love intact and arrange rendezvous whenever they can spare the chance, a tactic that stretches out for nearly 2 decades. Over the course of the film, we see their relationship go through many ups and downs, but no matter what challenges come their way, their love for each other never wanes. People are praising this movie left and right, some calling it one of the greatest romance movies they've seen in years. But while I can say that I understand what people love about this film, I do think it's being overhyped. The romance of this movie does bear comparison to Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman from Casablanca, but I don't think it's a romance that is quite as iconic. I do think it's fascinating that Pawlikowski made this movie to honor the relationship of his parents. He even named the 2 leads after them. But the story is told in a way that I personally don't find interesting. All this movie seems to do is just set up a scenario for the 2 of them to meet up, have a special time together before one of them has to leave, and then jumps ahead a few years later to go through the whole routine over again. It's not bad chemistry, it's just that when your entire film centers around these 2 lovers meeting up whenever they can, with not much happening in between, your film runs the risk of becoming monotonous. Looking at this film from a technical standpoint, on the other hand, is a different story. The movie is only an hour and a half long, so it didn't feel like a waste of time. I'm glad I saw it. It's straight to the point, and no scene feels like filler. The filmmakers do a good job of setting up the characters, the romance, and also establishing their dilemmas. Pawlikowski reunites with Ida cinematographer Lukas Zahl in making a classic black and white film in a 4:3 aspect ratio. The way it's shot, the way it's lit, it is so masterfully done that at times you forget that this is a new release and not a movie that came out in the 40s or 50s. Some shots even fooled me, like this particular one. When I first saw this shot, I had no idea that the 3 of them were standing with their backs to a mirror. I love tricks like that. So it's no doubt that whenever Pawlikowski and Zahl work together, they form an Oscar-worthy team. I could have just been in the wrong mood when I first saw this film, and maybe if I saw it again I would appreciate the story better, but for now I'm going to give Cold War 3.5 stars. Guys, thank you so much for watching my video. It really means a lot to me, and if you like this, you can click here and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.